Hi, am I audible?
Yeah, Divya. Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, let's start today's class. Yesterday we understood how to create the table and we saw about data types, right? Now, after creating the table, by using create command, we will create the structure of the table. Okay, that is in that we will give the table name and we will define the columns, and for each column we will define the data type. Then after creating the table structure, we need to insert the data in it, right? To insert the data, we will use insert command. We have one more command called as insert. Basically use it to insert data into the table. Okay, so first let me activate the database. As I said, every time we need to activate the database, so I'm using use database name, that is SQL, right? First I'm activating it. We have employees table, we need to insert data inside that particular table. So the syntax for inserting the syntax for inserting the data is insert into table name values. We need to use a keyword called as values, and then we need to enter the data within the brackets in the same sequence of this column names. Okay, so let's insert into employees values. Within the brackets, I'll start giving the data like first employee ID, then employee name, salary, date of joining. Okay. If you observe here, for character data and when giving dates, I used single quotes, right? Either you can give single quotes or else you can give double quotes, but definitely we need to keep character data and dates inside quotes only. Only numbers we can write normally, whereas textual data or character data and the dates, every time we need to keep it inside quotes. And the same format I followed: first year, then month, then date, right? So here
Yeah, Divya.
every column data is separated by a comma. Okay, this is the first column, second column, like that. In the same sequence of however we define the columns, we need to give the values. And this is the first row of data. If you wanted to give multiple rows data, in the same insert statement you can give by keeping a comma. After parentheses, after brackets, if we have a comma, that is a separator of row here. Okay, this is the first row of data. Then I kept a comma and I'll start giving second row data here. Okay, like that we can give. Okay, let me give one more row also. 3.
Divya, I have a different question. Like for
Yes, please.
data analyst also like this MySQL is enough, or you need to learn a little bit more.
For the SQL part, this MySQL is enough. Along with that, definitely we need to learn one visualization tool.
Okay, as you said, like yesterday, Power BI.
Yeah, Tableau or Power BI, any visualization tool you need to learn. But for database, this MySQL will be enough. Any
Okay,
database, of course, these concepts are enough.
okay, okay, Divya.
Okay, so I inserted 4 rows here. I'm just selecting this query. I'm executing. It got inserted. Right now, to display the data, we created the table by using create command. We inserted the data by using insert command, and to display the data, to see the data actually. So to display the data, we have select command. We have one command called as select, basically used to display the data. Okay, the syntax will be select star from table name. Here basically, I'll keep this also in. Okay, here star, let me write at the bottom. Star, technically we will call it as asterisk. Okay, basically when we use asterisk, that means if we wanted to display the complete data from the table, we will use star. Okay, so use it to display complete data. Asterisk, select star from table name, that is employees. Technically, we'll call this as asterisk, or else we can even call it as star. It's up to us anyways. So select star from employees. If we are using this star, that means we wanted to display the complete data from the employees table. Let's see. If I'm executing here, you can see I got to see the complete table data, 4 columns and 4 rows, right? Just like in Excel file, however, we wrote in the same way, we can able to see here as the same data in the table format, correct?
Yeah,
Suppose
Divya.
if you wanted to see any particular column data, instead of star, you can write that particular column name. Okay, like select, suppose I can write employee name, comma salary from table name, that is employees. If I wanted to display only employee name and salary, I can write that particular column names here instead of star. If we wrote star, it will display the complete data. Okay, like this. So accordingly, we can use.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the first basic commands to which is used to create the table, insert the data, and display the data. Okay, so the next concept will be sub languages. I hope whatever I taught, we discussed till now, that is clear, right?
Yeah, Divya. It's fine.
Perfect. So next concept is sub languages. Okay, one of the important concepts. So as we discussed, we have so many commands in SQL. All the commands are divided into 5 types of sub languages. Okay, so those are DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, DQL, or even we can call it as DRL. Okay, so let me write the full forms also. DDL in the sense data definition language, DML in the sense data manipulation language, DCL in the sense data control language, TCL in the sense transaction control language, and DQL in the sense data query language, or DRL. We can, in some resources you can find it as DRL, in some resources you can find it as DQL. We can say, I mean, both are same, any name you can use. So DRL in the sense data retrieval language. Okay, so 5 sub languages are there. As I said, in these 5 sub languages, all the commands are divided into these 5 types, right? So what are all the commands we have in each sub language? In DDL, we have create, drop, alter, function, rename. We have 5 commands under DDL. In DML, we have insert, update, and delete. Okay. In DCL, we have only 2 commands, that is grant and revoke. In TCL, we have 3 commands, that is commit, rollback, and save point. Okay. In DQL or DRL, we have only 1 command, that is select. So DDL, data definition language, we have this 5 commands. Basically, all the 5 commands, whatever we have, this 5 commands talks about structure of the table here. Creating table definitely will create structure to the table. I mean, first I'll explain each and every command, then at the end we will discuss. But generally, all the commands here, whatever we have under DDL, deals with the structure of the table, speaks about the structure of the table. DML, whatever commands we have, that is inserting data, updating data, deleting data. These three commands talks about the data inside the table. DDL, structure of the table. DML, data inside the table. Okay, let's see first. Let's learn about each and every command here. Then you can understand easily. I think yesterday I already showed you the picture. Let me show you quickly once again. Of course, I wrote everything clearly. So all these commands are divided into 5 types of sub-language. Now let's try to understand each and every command here. Definitely in real time, we will use all of these commands very regularly. Okay. So first, under DDL, first we have create command. I'm not repeating this because we already understood. Create command is nothing but which it is used to create any database object. Yesterday only we discussed, right? It is used to create any database objects. So create table syntax also we know we already created our first table. Create table name, we need to define column names, and for each and every column we need to define the data type. Right? So I'm not repeating this. Next command is drop command. Okay. So drop command, basically after creating any table, if you don't want to use that table, if you wanted to remove that table permanently from the database, then you will use drop command. Okay. So use it to remove.
Divya, you will be giving notes or
I'll share this files only as a notes
okay, in
where you
Drive?
can, yes, in Drive.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay, you will get a Drive access once you got registered. There you can find all the live videos, whatever I'm teaching in the class. The video access will be given, and along with that, the notes. Daily wise, once we are done with each topic, I'll upload the notes.
Okay, okay, Divya.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no need of writing any notes. I'll give every notes clearly only. And instead of giving some PDF files and all, I prefer to give like this so that while practicing, you can find theory part here only, syntaxes here only, examples here only. In one file, you can find the complete details of complete notes about that particular concept, right? So usually I'll share directly this SQL files for you.
Okay, okay, Divya.
So drop in the sense use it to remove complete table. Okay. Any table permanently from database. Okay, if you wanted to remove any table permanently from the database, then you can use this drop command. And the syntax is simple. Drop table name. Whatever table we wanted to drop, we can give that table name here. Okay, so for now we created only one table, that is employees table. So I don't want to remove this table. So quickly let me create one more table here with the same syntax. I'll just use the same employees syntax. Let's create it so that we can apply drop command on that particular table. Okay, I'm just copying. But as we know, we cannot give the same name, right? That is the reason I'm just giving the name as employees one. I'm creating the table. Table got created. Let me insert the data also. I'm just copying the code, same code. Let me change the table name, employees one. Let's insert the data. Okay. Let me display the data one. Select. Start from table name, that is employees one. Okay. See, let me refresh here. You can see I'm having employees table and employees one table. This is the data, right? Now let's use drop command on this table. So this in example drop
Divya,
table
semicolon is not required. Like
not
it's
required here. Didn't I mention it in the yesterday's class? Okay, I forgot maybe that point. So as you know, in previously Oracle SQL, we will use semicolon at the end, right? But here semicolon is optional. If you use also no problem. If you don't use also no problem. Basically, we'll call it as delimiter. Anyways, we will learn about it going forward also.
Okay.
But yeah, let me tell you at this point of time only, as you asked. So we have something called as delimiter. Delimiter in the sense a symbol by using which SQL will understand that is the end of the statement. Okay, so by default, it whatever database it can be, like MySQL, SQL Server, all the databases, semicolon is a delimiter of SQL. Okay, in SQL, semicolon is a delimiter, but here the usage of semicolon is optional. If you use also no problem, if you don't use also no problem. But when we need to use it compulsorily in the sense, before dropping this table, let me show you that. So normally, if I don't use here also, I can able to get the output. If I use semicolon also, no problem. But when to use compulsorily in the sense, here at a time we can execute multiple SQL statements also. Okay, so let me write select star from employees. Currently, we have two tables here, that is employees and employees one. I wanted to display both the tables data at a time. I wanted to see the output of two tables at a time. So I can execute this two lines at a time. But if I write like this and if I execute, it will throw me error stating a syntax error. Okay, because SQL didn't understood what I wrote. Okay, it didn't
Okay.
understood that this is one SQL statement and this is another SQL statement. So to make that clear for SQL, what we need to do, we need to use a semicolon here. Whenever we keep semicolon, SQL will understand this is one SQL statement and this is another SQL statement, and then it will give us the output. If you didn't use semicolon here, it won't give us any output. It will consider these two lines as one SQL statement, and it as it is wrong, so it won't display any data. It will throw a syntax error. If I keep a semicolon here and if I execute, it will display me two tables data and where I can toggle like this. This is employees one data. This is employees data, like that. Okay, whenever we are executing multiple statements, then definitely we need to use a semicolon. Then only SQL will understand that is the end of one particular SQL statement. If you are executing only single SQL statement, then no need. It is optional. It's up to us. Okay.
Okay, Divya.
And when I said multiple multiple SQL statements, it can be select statements, it can be, any statement. Suppose I can keep a semicolon here, I can keep a semicolon here, and I can execute all these statements together at a time also. It can be create command, insert command, select command, any command, no problem. Multiple statements, if you want, you can execute. But we need to make sure to keep the semicolon at the end. Okay. So
Okay,
now
Divya.
let's, perfect. Let's get back to drop. So drop table name is employees one. Okay. So if I'm executing this, you can see now the table got removed, right? Now you can see I'm having only one employees table. And now if I execute select star from employees one, it will throw me error stating table doesn't exist because we dropped it. The complete table name, table structure, the data inside the table, everything will be removed permanently from the database whenever we use drop command. Okay.
Okay, Divya.
Next, perfect. Next, we have alter command. Okay. So in alter command, basically we have 5 use cases. That is, in 5 ways we can use alter command. Let's discuss one by one. So the first use case of alter command is alter is used to add any new column in the existing table. Okay. Suppose by using create command, we understood that while creating the table, we will define columns, right? We just saw.
Yes, Divya.
With create command, while creating the table, we can define the columns, right? But suppose if in the already created table, if I wanted to add any another column, then at the time we need to use alter command, because create command we can't use, we already created the table. But in the existing table, if you wanted to add any other columns, then alter command we need to use. Okay, and the syntax will be alter table name, add, we need to use a keyword called as add column name, and we need to define data type also. Whenever we are defining column names, by default we will define data types. Okay, so like this: alter table name, add column name, data type. This is the syntax. So let's add any column in this employees table. Suppose alter table name is employees, add column name is bonus. Let me give float as a data type here. Bonus column I'm adding here. So let me execute. Let's refresh. Let me select. You can see we got bonus column, right? Even let's display the data. Select star from employees. Only column name I added. I didn't inserted any data in the bonus column. So that is the reason I got null values here. But we got a new column here called as bonus, right? So like that, whenever we wanted to add any new column, we can use alter command.
Okay.
Okay. Then the next use case of alter command is it is used to remove any existing column. Or else I can say any column from the existing table. Okay. Already created the table. Then I realized I don't want to keep any column. I wanted to remove any column. It is of no use for me. So I like that. If I wanted to remove any column, again, I can use alter command only. And the syntax will be alter table name. Now here I need to use a keyword called as drop. Okay. Normal drop is a command which is used to remove the tables permanently from the database, right? If I say drop table name, the entire table will be removed. Now, if I wanted to remove column name, what we will do, I'll use the same drop inside alter command. And I need to say drop column because we are going to drop column here, right? So drop column name. So alter table name is employees, drop column, maybe bonus, whatever we just now created, let's remove that. Okay, refresh. Now bonus is removed, right? Like that.
Okay. Divya, like, can we add any data into bonus in previous?
Of course, we can add it. So we have multiple ways here. We can use where clause and we can add, or else we can use case concept. We something like if you have any programming language, uh, knowledge, where we have something like if else, right?
Yes, yes.
So in the same like if else in SQL we have case concept. Going forward in Windows function concept, I'll explain this case concept. So at
Okay.
that time I'll mention this example also for you in bonus, because we already inserted data by using insert command, right? So
Yes.
of course by using insert command also now we can add data only in insert. That is also possible. Suppose insert into table name.
Divya, table is not there, so I mean column we removed now.
Yeah, I'll just write the syntax. Okay,
Okay.
I won't execute, but just for your knowledge. So table name. Usually, what we will give, what we will write, we
Values.
will give values and we will write, right? So instead of giving like this, what now we need to add data only on bonus column, right? So
Yes.
after writing table name within the brackets, we need to mention bonus, and
Okay.
then we need to give values like this. Suppose first data is 5,000, comma 6,000. Like this, we can give the values. This will be first row data, second row data, like that. Because we are giving values for only one particular column. Like that. Suppose any particular column. Suppose last two. Salary is there and
Date of
bonus
joining.
is there. I wanted to give this two columns data also. No problem. Not in even if it is not in a sequence also, no problem. Date of joining I already gave. Salary column I wanted to give and bonus column I wanted to give. Suppose while giving I didn't as an example, just imagine while inserting data previously, I kept null values in salary column. Now I wanted to add data in salary column and bonus column, like that. Just as an example I'm saying. we can use how many columns we want, that many columns, column names we can write like this, and we need to give the values. So SQL what will do in that particular table, in that particular columns, it will add the values. Okay.
Okay.
So like that. Even we have, along with this, we can use case concept also to give the values. So different
Okay.
methods we have, but directly by using insert command also we can use. Okay. So
Okay.
now third use case. Use it to change data type. So any existing column or is data type of a column in the existing table. Okay, definitely while creating the table itself, we will define the data type for column. If I wanted to change the data type, just a minute. We didn't discuss the difference between char and varchar, right? Yeah, I didn't explain that.
Yeah, Divya.
Correct?
Yes, yes.
So first, let me explain that in this file. Then I'll go back to this. Okay, I forgot. So yesterday we understood about character data type, right? Where we understood that we have char data,
Of
char
10.
and varchar, two data types. We define size also. But what
Yes.
is the main difference between char and varchar in the sense? One of the important interview question. Char versus varchar. So obviously this is a character data. Whenever we wanted to define textual data, either you can we can use char data type or varchar data type. But what is the difference in the sense? Suppose for employee name column, if I define char and if I define size as 10, so what will happen? I'm just taking one box like this. Let me take 10 divisions. Okay. So for employee name, I defined char as a data type and I gave 10 as the size. So as I said yesterday, each character, in single byte of memory, in 1 byte of memory, we can enter only one character, right? So as I defined 10 as size here, that means I allocated 10 bytes of memory for employee name column, so that I can able to enter up to 10 characters only. So that is the reason I just made 10 divisions. Okay, suppose example, in employee name column, I am entering John as my employee name. So J will take 1 byte of memory, O H N. So what is happening here? Only, of course, I defined 10 bytes of memory, but I used only 4 bytes here. Correct? Remaining 6 bytes of memory is left over. Correct? So if
Yes,
I
Divya.
define char, what will happen? Whatever leftover bytes are there, all the bytes will be used simply by taking blank spaces here. SQL by default gives blank spaces whenever we use a char. Okay. If I give 5-letter word in remaining 5 bytes of memory, it will just fill with the blank spaces. That is, whenever we are using char, how much size we defined, the complete size will be, used. The complete size will be allocated whether we needed it or not. Also, suppose I need only 4 bytes here because my employee name is only John, but the remaining bytes are simply, it just filled with the blank spaces, so that I can say here memory wastage will happen. In char, we have a disadvantage that our memory will be wasted, right? Suppose here, okay, I gave 10. If I gave 50 as a size and I enter only 5-letter word, then the remaining 45
45.
bytes of memory will also be used unnecessarily by simply filling it with the blank spaces, right?
Yes.
So that is the waste of the memory. And one more point, this is the main point actually, memory wastage will happen whenever we use char. And the second point is that we can store up to 255 characters. 255 characters only in char. Okay, this is the limit, 255. I mean, I can define up to 255 here, size here in char.
Okay.
Okay, and suppose I'll just, instead of taking another box, I'll just write it here itself. First, employee name. Instead of char, if I define var of, okay. Suppose the same box, instead of writing one more box, imagine that here also I define size as 10, but I define varchar. So I took 10 divisions here, and maybe I'm using another name here called as Ram. Okay. So in this first box, I will write R, second box A, and the third box M. So 3 bytes of memory is used, and the remaining 7 bytes of memory is left over. Correct? So whenever we define varchar, what will happen? The leftover bytes of memory will be given back to the database. It won't be wasted. It won't be used for this particular column name. If I define size as 100 also, no problem. If I used only 5 bytes of memory, remaining 95 bytes of memory will be given back to the database, so that I can say our memory won't be wasted if I use varchar, right?
Yes.
Okay, the simple
Yes, Divya.
thing.
Okay.
Okay, each, first of all, we can define, for whenever we are giving character data, we will define size here. Okay, in char, the size limit is, the data limit is 255 characters. Up to 255 size, I can define the size. In varchar, it is 64,532, I guess. This number, I'm not sure, last 2 digits. In notes, you can find the correct value. For now, just understand it's a 64. Okay, some 64,000 characters we can store in varchar. Okay, so if I gave size as 10 and if I used only 3 bytes of memory in char, remaining 7 bytes of memory will also be used by simply giving blank spaces, so that we can say in char memory will be wasted. And because of this reason, char is called as fixed length data type. Okay, because it will be fixed with this particular how much memory we will give, that complete length it will use, the complete memory it will use, right? That is the reason we'll call it as fixed length data type. Whereas in varchar, if I gave 100 as size also, if I gave 10 as size also, if I use only 3 bytes, remaining 7 bytes of the memory will be given back to the database, so that memory won't be wasted in varchar. Okay, and we can store up to 64,000 characters here. And as this varchar is called as variable length data type, because it will take the length depending upon the variable in the sense what we are entering. If we are entering John, that many letters only it will take, right? So length in the sense whatever we are defining here, how much size we are defining, the complete size it will be fixed, that much length it will take, that much memory it will take. So that is the reason it is called as fixed length. Whereas here, according to our variable, whatever we are entering, how many we are entering, that many only it will take, right?
Yes.
And mainly, memory won't be wasted here. Memory won't be wasted in varchar, whereas in char, memory will be wasted. This is the first important point. Okay. And because of this reason, in real time, we always prefer to use varchar only. Of course, we can use char also if we don't care about the memory, no problem. Or else, sometimes we exactly, at least we have some idea that what kind of values we will enter. Something like suppose gender column is there. Definitely, I know maybe I'll enter male or female. So I know how much data I want. So I can use char there, no problem. Like that. It's up to us. But preferably, we can, if we use varchar, there won't be any disadvantages. Yeah,
Okay, Divya.
perfect. So now changing data type. So if while definitely by using create, I mean while creating the table itself, we will define the data types. But if we wanted to change the data type, here now we understood about the difference between char and varchar. So now I wanted to change the data type of employee name from char to varchar. Okay. Definitely, I need to use alter command again, and the syntax will be alter table name, modify. Here we need to use a keyword called as modify. Column name, and directly we will give new data type. Okay, so all table name, that is employees, modify keyword, column name, that is employee name, and directly I'm giving varchar. It got executed. Let me refresh. Now you can see I got varchar. Right, like this we can change the data type. But definitely for numbers, suppose I already inserted the data, right? Employees table is created. Before inserting data, however we want, we can change. But if I inserted the data, and if I'm trying to give some varchar for employee ID, it won't accept because I already give numbers in employee ID column, right? So I can give only int or float because it is numeric data, right? For textual data, only char or varchar. I can't give int here. For
Yes.
dates also, date type, like that. Accordingly, that particular types only we can change, right?
Okay, like you mean to say like in place of int we can use only float.
Float, yeah. We can't give char or
Char or
varchar. We
varchar or
can't give date like that, because we already inserted the data. It will throw us error, right? Like that.
okay.
And whatever syntaxes we discussed so far, as I said, all the syntaxes are same for all the other databases as well, like Oracle SQL, SQL Server, like that. All the syntaxes are same. But some very slight changes we have. Till now, whatever we discussed, all the syntaxes are same in every other database except this one, changing the data type. Okay, only in MySQL, this is the syntax. In other databases, in other databases like maybe SQL Server and all, the syntax will be alter table name. Their modify keyword is not available in any another databases. Only in
Update.
MySQL we will use modify. In other databases we will use alter only again. Okay.
Okay.
Alter column name, new data type. Remaining everything is same. Just data type. Instead of modify, we will use alter only once again. Alter table name, alter column name, new data type. Okay. A small change. The
Okay,
remaining
Dish.
all the syntaxes are same in all the other databases as well.
Okay.
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 Perfect. So 3 use cases are done. Next, fourth one. Use it to change column name. So if I wanted to change any column name, again, we will use alter command only. So the syntax will be alter table name. We will use keyword called as rename. Okay, rename. We are renaming the column name. So rename column, old column name, new column name. Okay. While defining table, while creating table, definitely we will define columns. But later, if you really wanted to change the column name, if there is any spelling mistake, if you entered any mistake, or if you really wanted to change completely the column name, we will use alter command. Alter table name, rename column. Definitely, we need to mention here that that is we are going to rename column, right? So rename column, old column name to new column. So example, alter table, employees table name is employees, rename column. I'll just change this DOJ to date of June.
Okay.
It got executed, refresh, you can see like this. If you want, we can change the columns. Okay. This is the fourth use case. So in the fifth use case is alter command is also used to add primary key for the already created table or all for the already existing table. Okay, going forward in integrity constraints, we will have primary key concept. Till now, we didn't discuss that. So that is the reason I won't explain this syntax here. Whenever we are discussing primary key concept, I'll cover this point there. But this is the use case. The fifth use case of alter command is, suppose I already, in employees table only, I already created the table. Right? But I wanted to add primary key here now for this already created table. Usually, we can define primary key by using create command also. While creating the table itself, we can define the primary key. But suppose if the table is already created and now if we wanted to add primary key in the already existing table, then we will use alter command. Okay, the syntax I'll explain you in the next integrity constraints class. Okay, clear?
Yeah, Divya. Okay.
Alter is very useful. 5 use cases we have. So the first use case is if you wanted to add any new column in the already created table. If you want to add any new column, we can use alter command. If you want to remove any already existing column also, we will use alter command only. If you want to change data types also, we will use alter command only. If you wanted to change column names also, we will use alter command only. Right? And if you wanted to add primary key in the already existing table, not only primary key, of course, foreign key also, any keys in the already created table. If you wanted to add any keys, any integrity constraints, then you will use alter command only, which we will discuss detailing in the integrity constraints class. Okay, I hope it is clear.
Yeah, Divya. Fine.
Perfect. So create, drop, alter is done. Next, truncate and rename. Truncate. Truncate in the sense it's used to remove complete data from the table but structure of the table will remain same. The structure of the table will remain same. Suppose I wanted to remove, I have some 2000 rows in one table. I wanted to change. My client asked me to change, that is, whatever data I already have in the table. He wanted me to change that complete data and he gave some new data for me and he wanted me to add that new data into the same table. I mean, if the columns are same, okay, if suppose the columns also, if we wanted to change columns also, then no problem, we will use directly drop command. Once we use drop command, the completely table will be removed. Again we will create the new table and again we will insert the data. But suppose if the columns are same, if we want the same table structure with the same columns, same data types, only data inside, whatever data we inserted, that data only if we wanted to change, instead of following these 3 steps, simply I can follow truncate. We will use truncate command. When we use truncate command, how many rows are there also in one table? All the rows will be removed at a time, but the table structure will be as it is. So simply I can use truncate command, then all the table, all the 2000 rows, whatever I'm having, that will be removed, but the table structure will be same. And I can use insert command to insert my new data. Understood?
Yeah,
Let's
Divya.
see the example. So first, let me recreate employees one table to use this. Here I'm,
Employees. Okay.
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 Because I don't want to remove data from employees table. So just I'll recreate this table. I'm executing this both statements at a time. The table got created and inserted. Let me display. This is the data. I got employees one table again. I'm having 4 rows. So let me use truncate now. The syntax will be truncate table name. Simple. Okay, so I can say truncate table employees one. Okay, so if I'm executing this, it got executed successfully. Now let me display the, so okay, let me write it. Select star from employees 1. You can see I got blank table. All the 4 rows got removed, but the table structure is still there, right? Column names are still there. Table structure in the sense whatever we create by using create command, that is table name will be there, column names will be there, data types will be there. If we created any integrity constraints, that will also be there. All these things comes under table structure. Only the data which we will insert by using insert command will be removed. But at a time 4 rows got removed, right?
Yes, Divya.
So like that, if we really wanted to empty any table, if you wanted to change any data, if remove all data and if you wanted to add any new data into the same table, we can use truncate. Quickly it will remove how many rows we have also. Just simply and quickly it will remove all the data at a time. So that is about truncate. And next we have rename. Right, the last one is rename. It is used to change table name. Previously what we did, if we wanted to change column name inside alter, we used rename keyword, right? Use it to change the column name. If we wanted to change column name, what we did, we used alter command and we used rename
Rename column.
keyword inside alter. Now if we wanted to change table name itself, then we will use rename command directly. Rename, and the syntax will be rename table. Here we need to say rename table. There we mentioned rename column, right? So rename table, old table name to new table name. Okay. So maybe employees 1 is there. I'm just changing it to EMP. Okay. For now we are having employees and employees 1. I'm changing employees 1 to EMP. It got executed. Let me refresh. You can see I got EMP now. Just if we want, we can change the table name also.
Okay, Divya.
Okay. So this is about DDL commands. Okay. Next we have DML. Let me tell. Only 4 minutes are there, but still let's start. DML commands. DML in the sense data manipulation language. So this basically talks about the data inside the table. That is, we have insert, update, and delete. 3 commands we have. Okay. So insert command, we already know. I'm not repeating again. It is used to insert the data inside the table. We already saw the syntax also, right? Next, update command. With the name itself, we can understand. Suppose by using insert command, we will insert the data. If then we got any changes, if we wanted to change any data, if we got any updates, or else while inserting, if I made any mistake, if I make any spelling mistake, if I wanted to change, we will use update command. Basically, update command is used to make changes in the data. Okay. The syntax will be update table name set column name equals to value. Let me actually show you the example, then you can understand very clearly. Select start from employees. Okay, let's observe employees data. Okay, last row. For employee ID 4, I'm having 62,000 as a salary. I wanted to make it as 65,000. Okay. We got an update. There is a change. I wanted to change this 62,000 salary to 65,000. So whenever we got any updates, whenever we realize that we did any mistake, if we wanted to change the data, definitely we need to use the update command. Okay. So now we will write that update table name, that is employees. Okay. Set column name, that is salary, equals to 65,000. But what will happen if I execute this 2 lines? I'm saying that I wanted to update employees table. I wanted to keep the salary as 65,000.
It will be updated to all the employees.
All the employees, right? Because I'm not mentioning that I wanted to update only here. If I execute like this, how many rows I have? If I have 2000 rows also, all the rows, my salary will become 65,000. So it will become mess. It's the biggest mistake. It will become mess again. So whenever we are using update command or whenever we are using delete command, we need to be very careful. We need to mention the condition that we need to mention where we wanted to update, or else in delete command where we wanted to, what we wanted to delete, right? So definitely while updating and deleting, we need to be very careful, or else it will affect our complete data. Okay, now we wanted to update only for this employee ID 4, that is the last row. So I need to mention that condition inside where clause. Okay, I need to say where employee ID equals to 4. So first let me let's discuss about wait clause. Anyways, next we have clauses and operators concept. So at that time, again, we will discuss detailing. But still, at this point of time, what is where clause? In the sense, whenever we wanted to give any conditions in SQL, we will give that conditions inside where clause. Basically, where clause is used to give conditions. Give conditions, and accordingly, the data will be updated, deleted, or filtered. This is the definition for where clause. So whenever you wanted to give the conditions, you need to give the condition inside where clause. And accordingly, the data will be updated. In the sense, if you use where clause inside update command, according to the condition, the data will be updated. If you use where clause in delete command, according to that condition, the data will be deleted. If you use where clause in select command, according to that condition, the data will be filtered. Select in the sense, we will display the data. If I don't wanted to see complete data, if I wanted to see any particular data, if that particular condition I need to write inside where inside select command by using where clause, then accordingly the data will be filtered for us. That particular data only will be displayed for us. Okay. Anyways, we will solve so many examples going forward in clauses and operators concept. For now, you just understood, right, what is where clause. We can write conditions inside where.
Okay, Divya.
So here our condition is that we wanted to change
Update.
salary to 65,000 only for employee ID 4. So that is what we mentioned, where employee ID equals to 4. Okay. And let me execute. It got updated. Now once let's display and check. You can see the data got changed to 65,000, right?
Yes, Divya.
Perfect. Now let me give you one more example. Give 10% salary bonus all the employees and update, or else instead of update, and add bonus column to the employees table. Observe my question. I'm saying I wanted to give 10% salary bonus to all the employees. Basically, for now, I don't have bonus column. First, I wanted to add bonus column in the employees table, and inside bonus column as the data, I wanted to give 10% of the salary, whatever salary each individual, each employee has on their salary. I wanted to give 10% as a bonus. Okay, this is the question. Did you understood the question?
Yeah, Divya.
Okay, so first we need to add the bonus column. To add the bonus column, definitely we will use alter
Alter
command,
com. Alter
right?
table name.
Alter table name, employees,
Add. Okay.
right? Perfect. Add column.
Column
Column name is
bonus.
bonus and data type. Maybe I'm giving float. Okay, it got executed.
Refresh.
Okay,
Yeah.
previously this is selected. So
Okay.
employees bonus I got. Now if I select, by default we will have null values, of course. Let's start from employees. We have null values in float. Right now I wanted to give 10% salary bonus in
to
the
all the
bonus
employees.
column. On the salary column, 10% value I wanted to give as a bonus. So what I need to use, I'll use update command here. We will say update table name employees set bonus equals to 10% salary, right? So simply I can give this formula 0.1 into salary, right? 10% difference I can use like this, right? So 0.10, sorry, 0.1 is basically 10% of the salary, correct?
Yes.
So 0.1 into salary. This is the formula. So from the salary, 10% it will take as a bonus. Now, do I need to use where clause here?
No.
No, right? Because we are
It will be
giving
updated to all the employees.
all the employees. We are giving the same condition, same bonus value to all the employees. So no need of using where clause.
Their
If
condition.
particularly any employee we are giving, then only we will use where clause, right?
Yes.
So simply I'm executing. It got executed. Let me display the employees table. We got the bonus value 10%, 75,000, 7,500, right? We got the 10% of salary here. So the reason why I'm explaining this example in the sense every time it's not that we need to use definitely where clause whenever we are using update command. I mean, it's not like that. According to the question, we need to think logically and we need to decide whether to use where clause or not. Sometimes without using where clause also we can update any data. If we are going to update in the entire rows for all the rows, if we are doing the same change, if they are doing the same update, then no need of using where clause, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is about update command. Next we have delete command, but let me explain that on Monday's class. Okay, I hope it is clear, right? Whatever I discussed so far.
Yeah, Divya, it's fine for me.
Okay, so this is our last demo, and the students, if anyone is watching the videos on YouTube also, I mean, some students we will get like that also. They will watch videos, demo videos from YouTube, and they will get registered with us directly. So with this, we are done with our demos. From Monday, our actual classes will start. Of course, I'll continue the concepts from here. Next, on Monday, I'll teach delete command. From here only, I'll continue, and on Monday, I'll show you the installation process also. And yeah. Did you already install Shravan, this MySQL?
Yeah, Divya, I installed in my office laptop, so
Okay. So
I
if
need
you
to do it
wanted to
from.
install, if it is possible and if you get register, try to bring login by using your laptop on Monday so that I will, ask you to share your screen and I'll show the installation process.
Okay. And Divya, this
Mhm.
batch is only online or we have offline also?
No, only online.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay. Usually I'll work also.
Okay.
So that is the reason only online classes I'll take.
Okay. And in this DurgaSoft, like you're training on Tableau and
Yeah,
MySQL, right?
Tableau and MySQL. Right.
So okay. So you are a data analyst or
Yeah, I'm a data analyst.
okay. I want to
Mhm.
convert my career from testing to data analyst. So why? Because we need to learn more tools now.
Yes,
One tool
yes,
is not
yes.
enough, like manual
Correct,
testing,
correct.
automation
Right, right.
testing,
Yeah, so far
SQL.
we got so many students like that, whoever who is having some good experience in testing. Most of the students, I mean, if they wanted to change another domain, then data analysis will be the best, right? It is easy because learning any visualization tool is very easy. I mean, it's a non-programming tool. No programming language and no programming knowledge is required to learn visualization tool. It will be so simple, so easy. You need to mainly focus on SQL. If you're good with SQL, visualization tool will be very easy to learn.
Like
And you can keep that testing experience only, and you can easily convert into data analyst role. No problem.
I need to add any project of data analyst into my testing profile.
Uh, Actually, it depends. Even I know few two students only they kept their genuine testing experience and they got jobs. Now they are currently working as data analysts. One person I knew, and now I'm not in contact, but he got a Tableau developer job actually. Previously, he worked in testing. So or
Okay.
else someone. I mean, even they can add some projects. Even if suppose suggest you to first keep your genuine experience. If you are not getting that opportunities, or then you can add any project. It's okay.
Why?
I
Because
mean,
testing,
you can show you. I mean, I don't know how many years of experience you have
I have
in
7
testing. 7. So you can just keep like 5 years in testing and 2 years in
data
any
analyst.
data analyst or Tableau developer, whatever, Power BI developer, whatever you learn. You can easily, but don't keep much experience in it.
Yeah,
Easily you can manage. Of course, if you learn any, not only with me, even in Power BI or in any other institute or in any for any other instructor also, easily you can keep up to 4 years. It is very
yeah. Why?
easy, but
Because
you need to.
internal, is
Mhm.
there any, like it's a big company, internal we can shift it to, if any openings in
Yeah,
Durga,
internally also you can go. That will be,
very
it's
easy.
a better option. Yeah,
Yes.
yes, it will be so easy.
But in case if I don't have that option, like I need to get as a new role,
Yeah,
like
so
then
at
I need
least
to.
2 years or 3 years you can keep, and you can keep up to 4 years. You can, manage actually. It is easy only. The subject is really easy. You need to be confident on SQL. Interviews also, first round they will consider, they will take only on SQL. Second round will be only, they will test for any, that tools, whether visualization tools. First round completely they will take on SQL only for
Okay.
data analyst position, whatever company you go. The first round completely they will see for SQL only, because it is only the main, because if anyone, to be frank, for freshers, if they know SQL, they will take as data analyst, because learning visualization tool is really easy. It is just like using any applications in our phone, however it is. It is not that hard to use visualization tools, but so that is the reason mostly they will focus on our SQL knowledge.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Shravan.
Okay.
Okay. So with this, we are done with our demo classes. Whoever will get registered, they will get a new Zoom link for 7 o'clock. As I said, from Monday, our classes will be from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. IST. Okay. So
Okay.
after getting registered, whatever mail ID you mentioned, for that you will get a new Zoom link for 7 o'clock. Attend 7 o'clock batch from Monday. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Shravan. Okay, then bye.
Okay. Thanks, Divya. Bye.